What's going on YouTube? Back in the garage again. In this video we're going to be going over some more progress on the Suzuki Bandit 1200. I'm not going to be doing much how-tos on this bike, just progress as I do the build. I am going to be installing a new clutch that finally came in the mail. I have that's currently soaking in oil. I'm also going to be, let me just show you. I think that's the best thing. Alright you guys, so what I've done since the last video, I'm trying to think what exactly I did last video. It's kind of hard to remember, but the big thing is I did paint the motor. I did not pull the motor out of the frame. I just left it in there, just took off all kinds of stuff and just painted it inside the frame. As you can see, this cover is taped off, and that's instead of having these covers off, I just taped off the covers, put them on with 2 bolts, so it just protected the hole. I didn't want to paint these obviously because I polished them out. I got to do a little bit more polishing on them. This one is also polished too. I got the new clutch. It's in that container right there, soaking in oil. Eventually at some point today I'm going to be installing that. But yeah, I painted the motor, and I think it turned out pretty good. I just used some rattle can engine high temp paint. I took off all kinds of stuff to do this. Removed the alternator, removed the starter, all the carbs and stuff like that. I had like 2 areas that were giving me a little bit of a headache on this bike when I went to go paint it. There was evidently still a little bit of oil on the motor. It's kind of hard to see. There's a little speck right there, like fish-eyed. It's not a big deal. I'll probably just touch that up, and then there is another one right down in here, but it's not a big deal. It still turned out amazing in my opinion. Now, before I painted it, I degreased the whole thing. Obviously, I had a little bit still on it, but degreased the whole thing, scuffed it up, degreased it again, dried it, then hit it with a rattle can. I also removed the carbs, and I rebuilt them, or not rebuilt them, well, cleaned them and put all new, I didn't rejet it or anything. I just put these, I forget what these are called, those with new O-rings, all new seals. This is all the old stuff, but went through them, cleaned them all out. They were pretty funky inside the bowls, so I'll explain why the bike ran like shit. Now, a thing I have to figure out is the air fuel screws all the way across. In the manual, there's no like baseline to set those to, and they say to turn it in, and when you turn it in till it stops, count how many revolutions with the screwdriver, which I did, and all of them came to like 1.5 turns. So I set them all to that. I'm actually thinking I might do like 2 turns out on all of them, just to give it just a little bit more fuel, because I'm going to be running AirPods on these, so it should help with idle. These are just for idle when it's just sitting there and without the throttle open or anything like that. So I'm going to try that when I go to sync the carbs. I'll see how it works out. It might just be 1 turn, 1.5 turn. We'll see. It's going to be hard to gauge each one, but that's why I have the syncing tool to dial them all in. These pods right here, these are the pods I'm going to be running. The problem with these is the where you put them on. Let me flip it over here. I accidentally ordered the wrong fucking size. I'm still gonna try to use them. I'm just gonna have to stretch the shit out of them. I didn't think the outer and inner diameter it's the exact same. I should have went one size bigger, but I think I can still fit these over and clamp them down so they don't come off. We'll see. If not, I'll just have to order another 4 of these, so just one step higher. They weren't expensive. So what else did I do? I still have to rebuild the forks. I'm hopefully going to be getting to that this week. I'm probably going to take them into work and do them there. That's pretty much it. Yeah, I took those 3 covers, this cover and the 2 over here. I took them into work. I actually sandblasted them, sanded them down, and polished them out. They need a little bit more work, but to polish them off the bike is a pain in the ass. They tend to want to fly off the table because you know they're small, and I'm trying to use like a polishing wheel or something. It's just easier if I just have them on a bike and finish polishing them out. But today I'm going to wrap up the motor, and then I'm going to scuff up the frame, and I'm going to paint the frame. Now, I'm not going to get too detailed into the frame. I'm painting it. I just want to paint what you will see on the outside. I'm not going to be getting too much on the inside, just what you will see. This is not going to be, a show bike or anything like that. This is just to freshen it up, make it look presentable, make it look decent. It's I'm not trying to win any shows with this thing. So, but yeah, that's where I stand right now. I'm going to wrap up the motor so I don't get no overspray on it, and start scuffing up the frame, cleaning it and stuff like that, getting it ready for paint. So I'll pick up once I get the motor all masked off and the frame all pretty much all degreased and scuffed. I got the bike all taped off, masked off with bags and stuff like that. Yes, this isn't the best of ways to go about this, but it does work. The best way would be obviously pull the motor, take the bike completely apart, then send the frame out for sandblasting and get it powder coated, blah blah blah. I don't have time for that, nor do I really want to spend that type of money on this bike. So again, I'm just going to be painting the frame just where you can see it in the face. I'm going to do a little bit on the inside of the tubing, but I'm not going to go too crazy with it. The frame is already black, but it has like a purple speckle, purple flake to it, and that's not going to work for the paint scheme that I'm going to be going with this bike. So I do have it majority all scuffed up right now. What I'm using is maroon scuff pad. This works great for getting into little crevices and stuff like that, and making sure you get it all scuffed up. This piece right here, I'm going to end up cutting it in half and scuff some more. But right now, it's pretty much all scuffed up. I'm going to wipe it down with degreaser again, then scuff it again, wipe it down, check it over, and maybe, hopefully, start painting it. So first coat of paint on the frame. So far it's looking pretty good. There's a couple spots that it has a little bit of fish eyes, but what I'm going to do is let it skin up, then hit it again, and it should eliminate those fish eyes. It's not horrible, but it's turning out decent. So the paint that I'm using to paint the frame is actually VHT roll bar and chassis paint. I use this on my CRX on a roll cage, and this is a satin black. It should
set, in my opinion, it should make the bike look pretty goddamn good with a high gloss engine, and it's basically a satin black frame. You can see that in this area it's starting to become satin. Yeah, so to let this flash and hit it again. Like I said, I'm only painting what you can see. Like once the seat's on, the back fairing's on, you don't see half these. You see like this top tube, this bottom tube, and right here. So technically, the only thing I really had to paint was all that. But all this, I didn't have to worry about. But I still hit it anyway. Frame all painted. I'm waiting for it to dry. There's still a little bit of fish eyes. I might go back and touch those areas up. When it fully cures, I'm not sure. I'm going to see how it turns out. But right now, I'm messing with the carbs. I was able to get the pod filters to work, which is awesome. And right now, I'm leak testing it. Also, I put the new push-pull cables on them. It just makes it easier because it's real tight right here to try to put them on. So right now I am leak testing it. I got a thing of gas, and I need to refill that evidently. Thing of gas hooked up to it, and it's filling up the bowls. And I'm looking see if the bowls are leaking, and also to make sure I'm not tripling out of this or dribbling out of these. To make these, if your floats are stuck open, it will overfill and it will pour out of those. The last thing I want to do is put these carbs in on the bike and fill them up and have gas pour all over the fresh paint. It will just destroy it. So it takes a little bit for the paint to fully cure and become chemical resistant. So yeah, it's best if I just do this. But evidently I am out of gas on that, so I need to add some more. Yeah, I need to add some more. I don't see anything leaking right now. I'm going to add some more gas, and hopefully everything works out. I also did adjust all these pilots to 2.5 screws, or the air fuel screws. All of them, set them to 2.5, and the way I did it was, where did I put that screwdriver? I have it in my pocket. I took flathead screwdriver, and what I did is I put a piece of tape right on it, so I can watch the tape and spin that, so I know how many times I'm going around. So if you're staring just at a shiny piece of metal, is kind of hard. It's easy to lose track of how many times you spun it around. So I just made a mark with a piece of tape, and in order to count how many revolutions I'm making. So, but yeah, that's where I'm standing right now. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm gonna have time today to put the clutch in. So painting the frame took me way longer than I was expecting. So yeah, it is what it is. There's always another day. I am kind of in time crunch to doing this. That's why another reason why I'm going about painting this frame this way. And it's, it's cheap doing it like this. So yeah. So overall, it's turning out pretty good. Like I said, it's not a show bike, and I'm not planning on winning any awards with it or anything crazy like that. It's it's just supposed to be presentable, nice looking bike. So, and I think I am achieving that. Alright guys, this is about as far as I'm gonna get for this video. Frame is turning out really nice. I might not have to go back and fix certain spots. I'm gonna wait until it's 100% cure. But yeah, I started unmasking some things and started assembling. I have a lot more to do. Like, I gotta go over the whole wiring harness, make sure it's good, and clean up the looming and all that before I install it. but I did end up putting the carbs back on. Started laying some of the wires where the direction they needed to go. I also have the new push-pull cables there installed. Mounted the the coils for spark plugs. I gotta figure out how to put these back in. These are gonna be a pain in the ass. They're really tight. I might have to put a little bit of grease on the end and push it in. I'm not sure yet, but they're super tight. I kind of wish I didn't take them out at this point because they're a bitch. But yeah, I put this back latch in. I'm not 100% sure that this is the direction it runs. I'm gonna have to look at the video or a previous video, see if I can't see what direction it runs, but I think it makes sense to run like that. But yeah, so it's coming together. It's looking really nice. You know, it's not 100% perfect, like I keep on saying. I still have to install the clutch. I just took that off so I can get a better idea how everything's starting to look. I think it's turning out really good, actually. So yeah, I'm gonna just leave the clutch just soaking. So hopefully the next video I can put the clutch in, do the wire harness. I might even be able to start it again come next video. We'll see. There's a lot that needs to happen for that to pan out. We'll see. But it's turning out pretty good. There's, you know, I could always go a little bit farther with it, but I gotta draw a line somewhere. But my shop's a complete shit show right now. I gotta clean all this crap up. Oh boy.
Alright, you guys, that's going to finish up for right now the progress on the Suzuki Bandit 1200. Hopefully the next video I'll be able to actually start it again. I mean, it's still going to need a lot more work, but it'll be nice to see it start again. If not, it'll probably be the one after that. I have a lot yet to do. I got to rebuild the forks. I got to do body work to the tank. I plan on painting the tank and tail section. I got to figure out the rear turn signals. That wiring was all messed up. So I got to figure that out. I got all the parts that I take off this bike, I'm cleaning thoroughly before they get put back on. It only makes sense to do that. I mean, I don't know why someone would go all the lengths that I am right now and just throw dirty crap back on. It just won't look as good. So, but yeah, if you are interested in seeing the progress of this build, please like and subscribe, and stay tuned. It's a lot more to come.